Yesterday, this course consists of two blocks. Yesterday we discussed about first block. From first block, you learned various important points, especially definition and scope of the archives and types of archives and professional bodies and acquisition and storage and records and management and indexing and cataloging and assessing and documentation, and also preservation and conservation and restoration. These important points we discussed yesterday. Now today we discuss about museology. Museology, everybody know about the museology. If you see in Telangana, you have Salarjung Museum. In Telangana, you have various museums. Here, the study of museums is called museology. The study of museums is called museology. Now you discuss about here this block, the second block. The second block consists of 4 units. First unit, that definition and scope and types and significance. Here, you discuss about the definition of the museology and scope of the museology and types of the kinds of the museology museums and importance of the museology. And unit 6, in the unit 6, you discuss about the history of museum movement in India. Yeah, our people fought against British for freedom. Like that, here also a movement was happened in museum. That you learn here history of museum movement in India. This is unit 6, and unit 7. Collection and exploration and documentation and conservation and preservation. These things, these issues, these points you discuss in unit 7 today. And unit 8, you discuss about that museum presentations, exhibition, outreach and promotions. And now you discuss about the unit 5. The unit 5, especially here mentioned that the first museum in India, the Indian Museum, was established in 1814 in Calcutta. When was established this first museum in India? This museum was established in 1814. Where was established in Calcutta? That's West Bengal. Was referred to as Azabgar House of Curious. From the definition of Azabgar, museums have come a long way and in the third millennium. This is the important point in this unit. And next one is definition. What is the definition of what is the museum definition? The International Council of Museums as museum described a non-profit permanent institution in the service of society and its development, open to the public, which acquires, conserves, researches, communicates and exhibits the tangible and intangible heritage of humanity and its environment for the purpose of education, study and enjoyment. Here that they run only, that museums run only for public benefits, not for business. Here, 1974, clearly that International Council of Museums established this one. And here also, this International Council of Museum was created in 1946. It is a non-governmental organization maintaining formal relations with the United Nations Economic and Social Council, and having a consultative status with UNESCO. Then next one is scope. What is the scope? You discuss that important point in this unit. The conceptualization of museum as defined by International Council of Museums evolved over a very long period dating back to the classical Greek period, when a museum was a place of contemplation or philosophical discussions, or a temple of the muses. Here also, yeah, all government museums in India are service oriented, not business oriented. There are number of museums are available in India. Clearly mentioned in coming chapters, in coming units. All government museums in India are service oriented. These museums are service oriented, not business oriented, with no profit making objective. That's only benefit for people, but not for business. This entry fee for all national museums under the Ministry of Culture, Government of India, are as follows. Here, these museums were being running by Ministry of Culture, Government of India. Here mentioned up to 5 years of age, no fee, no entry fee, and student from 5 years to 14 years, only 50% concession, and school children visits from school, free entry, and adults only they give only 20%, they charge only 20% for entry fees. Here, this is the important thing. Basically, all the government museums in India are service oriented. These museums are service oriented, not business oriented. And significance, importance of the museum. As museum play a very significant role in the interpretation of works, objects, collections, which helps in shaping the visitor's experience and getting all voices across the society, and explore the differences and ethos of the various communities, compare the similarities in traditions and customs. These are also important importance of the museum. Here, and another one is here types of museums in India. What kind of museums are available in India? You see in this point, there are very large variety of museums in India, both government and non-government. Here you have more museums. They are under the control of the government and non-government. These museums are maintaining sometimes government, in some places government, and in some places private sector, means non-government organizations. These museums cover a wide range of subjects and fields like archaeology, anthropology, natural history, zoology, ethnography, numismatics, epigraphy, rail, memorabilia, textiles, decorative arts, folk art, crafts, tribal arts, crafts, arms, ornament, sanitary and toilets, footwear. These are the important important types of museums. Here also, to begin with the national museums under the Ministry of Culture, Government of India, have a very rich, varied, invaluable collection of antiquities and are listed below. Here mentioned already, you said these museums are maintaining by culture, Ministry of Culture, Government of India. Here they mentioned here some important museums, national museums, that is located in Delhi, and the National Gallery of Modern Art, that is also in Delhi, and Salarjung Museum, Hyderabad, Telangana. You know, everybody should know Salarjung Museum. In museum, Salarjung, every person, every student, and every person know about the Salarjung Museum that is located in Telangana state. From Nizams onwards, that's maintaining only government. Next one, Victoria Memorial Hall, that is located in Calcutta, West Bengal. Another one is National Council of Science Museums, and another one is Allahabad Museum. This is Uttar Pradesh, and Indian Museum, West Bengal. Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts, New Delhi. Archaeological Survey of India, Ministry of Culture, Government of India, which has almost 42 museums under its custody. You know, this archaeology department played an important role to establish museums within India. And all the states in India have their respective state, district, site museums which have preserves historical antiquities in their collection. Here, you know, every state established various museums in concerned districts and some important places. The city as a case, there are 13 museums in the Telangana state covering art, archaeology, arms and ornaments, manuscripts. Here you mentioned here, Telangana state, Rajshekar Reddy State Museum in Public Gardens. You know, that public garden as in Telangana, that is located near Nampalli. This is called public gardens. Here, Rajshekar Reddy State Museum here that established here only. And another one is Centenary Heritage Museum, a gun foundry. This is also located in Hyderabad. And Pillalamari Museum, Mahabub Nagar district. This is also a very important museum that's located in Mahabub Nagar district. And another one is Gandhi Centenary Museum, Karimnagar, and Bengal Museum, Nalgonda district, and Nizamabad Museum, Nizamabad district, Kolanfak Site Museum, Aler, Alampur Site Museum, Babunagar, Buddhavanam Museum, Nagarjun Sagar, and Qutub Shah Site Museum, Hyderabad, and Khazana Building Site Museum, Golconda, Hyderabad, Multipurpose Cultural Center, Madhapur. In Andhra Pradesh, there are a number of important museums under the custody of the state government. And also, before here, we have various, Telangana state, 13 museums. 13 museums are in Telangana state, and Andhra Pradesh state also some museums. They are Kakinada Museum, it is located in East Godavari district, and Bapu Museum, it's in Vijayawada, Krishna district, and Vishaka Museum, this is located in Visakhapatnam, Sri Bhagwan Mahavira Government Museum, Kadapa district. Next, Ralabandi Subbarao Archaeology Museum, Rajahmundry, East Godavari district. Archaeology Museum, Kurnool district, and Archaeology District Museum, Anantapur district. Amravati Interpretation Center, Guntur district. Yelur Museum, West Godavari district. Nellore Museum, Nellore district. Kalluri Subbarao Museum, Anantapur district. And Vijayanagar Museum, Vijayanagar district. And like this, there are a number of museums are located in Andhra and Telangana. Not only Andhra and Telangana, but also in all over India, there are a number of museums are located. Here, from that museums, you know, various important things, historical things also you learn from those museums. And the next one, Unit 6, that Unit 6, history of the museum movement in India. You know that the what is the freedom movement? You have freedom movement. Do you have any idea about freedom movement? Yes, sir. Here you discuss about the history of the museum movement in India. Here, this first and earliest museum on the Asian continent was the Asiatic Society of Bengal, which was established in 1784 for the studies of the cultures of the Asiatic region, for inquiring into the history and antiquities, the natural productions, arts, sciences, and literature of Asia. And here the establishment of this Asiatic Society, when it was established Asiatic Society, what is the use of the Asiatic Society? You clearly learn from this unit. In 1784, Sir William Jones set up the Asiatic Society. Later on came to known as the Asiatic Society of Bengal and now Asiatic Society. The role of this Asiatic Society was to form a learning center for the development of art and culture pertaining to the socio-cultural activities, disseminating knowledge and preserving the culture as well as natural heritage of mankind for the posterity within the geographical limits of the Asian continent. Here, the establishment of the Asiatic Society, when this Asiatic Society started in 1784 by Sir William Jones, from that time onwards, this museum got importance. In 1796, the Asiatic Society felt the need to house the many curiosities that had assimilated as a result of the collection of archaeological, ethnological, geological, and zoological specimens by its members. And here, today the Indian Museum occupies a very important place in the cultural heritage field as a multi-purpose institution. Today, the Indian Museum occupies a very important place in the cultural heritage field as a multi-purpose institution. The three main sections are art, archaeology, and anthropology, with more than 2.5 lakh objects approximately. In 1862, the Archaeological Survey of India was set up. When it was established, that Archaeological Survey of India department, it was established in 1862. Today there are almost 42 museums under the Archaeological Survey of India. The 42 museums are running by Archaeological Survey of India, which was established. This department was established in 1862. By 1857, the year of the first war of independence, this was this first war of independence was played an important role in India. About 12 museums were already set up, including those in Mumbai and Karachi, present Pakistan. And the next point is the initiative of the princely states, 1857. The first half of the 19th century witnessed a growing upsurge against the colonial political powers, finally leading to the first war of Indian independence against the British in 1857. The museum movement became a bit sluggish as the Indian intellectuals were preoccupied with Renaissance and Reformation wave initiated in Bengal. Which was this movement? The museum movement was started by Indian intellectuals Post 1857, sharp pioneering developments of far-reaching consequences in the field of archaeology, like establishment of Archaeological Survey of India in 1861. And here, and another one is the official however, the princely states taking cue from the earlier developments and in an attempt to emulate the European forerunners, begin establishing museums in their own states, collecting artifacts and copies of Western masters by the rich Indian uh, aristocracy, Jamindars. New rich was the norm and fashion of the day to please the English masters. And India was also a ready market for the imperialists to ship copies of Western art, sculptures, and etc. Here, the official initiative 1898 to 1928. This period saw the rule of Karjan, who served as the Viceroy of India from 1899 to 1905. The Karjan was worked as a Viceroy from 1899 to 1905 in India. Thus, his administrative policies were against Indian interest and antagonized the Indians. But his efforts in preserving India's famous historical archaeological monuments, relics, including fostering and archaeological museums, promoting agricultural research, promulgating an order banning exports of skins and feathers of birds except domestic birds and ostrich. The establishment of the Imperial Library, now called the National Library, and the Victoria Memorial Hall, have a national museum both under the Minister of Culture, Government of India, for some of his contributions to Indians' rich cultural heritage. Here, during the time of the Karjan appointed John Marshall as the Director General of the Reconstituted Archaeological Survey of India in 1902. Karjan appointed John Marshall as the Director General of the Reconstituted Archaeological Survey of India in 1902. A new era in the history of museums started. Almost 30 archaeological museums were set up in India. That's one Sarnath Museum, which was started in 1904, and Agra Museum, which was established in 1906, and Ajmer Museum and Red Fort Museum, which was located in Delhi, Bijpur Museum, Nalanda Museum, Sanchi Museum. These are the important museums which was started by Director General of the Archaeological Survey of India. And next one is period of popular participation 1928 to 1947. Pre-independence India saw the freedom struggle of the Indian nationalists in full swing under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was played an important role during the freedom, during the independence, Indian independence. At this period, witnessed 3 dozen museums came into being between 1928 and 1947. And another one is the start of the new trends in the museum movement 1947 onwards. Here, the new trends was started in India in museum movement in 1947. Post-independent India saw the opening of the Salarjung Museum in Hyderabad in 1951. Plans were drawn, set up a man museum in 1977 as part of the Archaeological Survey of India, a nucleus of a National Museum of Man. In 1978, it was separated from the Anthropological Survey of India and was renamed as Rashtriya Manva Sangrahalaya in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, and later as the Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Manva Sangrahalaya. In 1979, the National Rail Museum was inaugurated in New Delhi under the Railway Minister. It is the Railway Museum also was established in was started in 1977 under the management of the Railway Ministry. And here, the Archaeological Survey of India also established scores of museums in different important sites. Those are Amaravati in Andhra Pradesh. This is also one kind of important museum in India. And Amaravati, which was Amaravati and Kondapur, Nagarjunakonda in Telangana, and Bodhgaya and Nalanda in Bihar, and Goa and Lothal, Gujarat. These are also important museums was established in India. And next one is collection of documentation and unit. This is unit 7. The collection and documentation, conservation and preservation. You discuss these important points in this unit. And here, the act of collecting, acquiring is inherent to human nature. And in the first chapter, we have discussed how prehistoric burials bear testimony to this. Museum collections are the result of acquiring material by individual collectors, families, societies, government bodies, non-government bodies, for various reasons like study, preserving culture and traditions for posterity or a fetish hobby, etc. You know, here collection is important in museum. This collection were played an important role to establish museums. The museums continue to collect art objects, culture material for enriching their collection, to supplement, complement their collection, to fill in the missing periods of chronological media, history, or when rare, historical, fragile, antique pieces, art and available. These like this, this collection is also play an important role in museum. And another one is documenting collections. The museum has into role as a play an important role as a repository of the three-dimensional object, both the natural and the man-made environment. The very act of collection removes the object from its original contextual environment, although it may be aesthetically pleasing. Here, next here you clearly mentioned here features of the documentation system. Listening initial documentation on the entry of the object into the museum. And another one is museum number. You know serial number. Here in the documentation you need various things. Clearly mentioned here: serial number and museum number and title of the object, medium, like material, technique, descriptive title, inscriptions, markings, date, period, style, and distinguishing special features, provinces, dimensions, measurement, condition of the object, location, year of acquisition, photography, remark column. These are the important in documentation. Clearly mentioned, clearly mentioned here. Next one, conservation and preservation. The protection, care, and preservation of cultural property is an important duty for posterity. This is because cultural heritage along with the environment is very essential to the well-being of one and all. Museums as custodians of this vast heritage have a responsible role to play in society. Museum activities like documentation, exhibition, education, display, storage, etc. would require various museum personnel. Most of them are from a non-scientific background. Under these circumstances, it becomes very significant to provide effective protection and care to the museum collection. These are the important points in this unit. Here, protection of the cultural object and through an effective documentation system. Proper compilation of adequate description of art objects in standardized forms should be encouraged. And another one is display and communication. Display and storage are extremely important aspects of collection management. Display and communication play an important role in museum. A museum's primary duty is to educate the public through proper display and communication systems. What is the main duty of the museums here? That museums' primary duty, main duty is to educate the public through proper display through display and communication systems. Any display exercise would require to be properly illuminated. But surprisingly, the principal enemy of most art objects is light. Illumination levels for art objects are now strictly standardized for different types of sensitive objectives as given below. Here, various objectives mentioned here. You see here, highly sensitive objects. So from this highly sensitive object, here textiles, prints and drawings, watercolor, manuscripts, miniatures, wallpapers, coaches, dyed leather, most naturalist exhibits like colored fur and feathers. And here also moderately sensitive objects. That moderately sensitive objects like oil and temporary paintings, undyed leather, fawn, bone, and ivory, oriental, recursive fetus, etc. These are play an important role in communication, museum communication. And relative humidity of air can lead to dimensional changes in all cellulose materials, that is paperworks, objects made of wood, oil paintings, textiles, paracement and metal. The preventive measures to be taken are gallery repressings. The preventive measures also played an important role to in museology. And next one is storage and security. Here you learn some important points about storage and security about the museology. Proper storage and security of objects is a very important function of collection management. Here, proper storage and security are important in this collection management. Storage should be planned as per the media of the collection, and control methods and strategies must be put in place accordingly. For example, if you say, for example, sir, proclaim objects have to be secured with the proper padding within closed storage. This kind of points also here in storage and secured. Paintings, especially watercolors, need to be stored with acid-free board and placed flat within flat drawers. And next one is wooden objects. Wooden objects need to be placed on raised platform away from the walls. Next one is textiles, depending on the material, need to be stored in flat dryers or rollers. The storage, storage of the museum collection, which is not on display, needs real special attention. Climate control and monitoring, inspection from time to time, proper documentation and store reserve collection registers and movement registers. These are the important in storage. And next one is this is unit 8, museum presentations, exhibition and outreach and promotions. Yeah. Here in this unit, this museum play a vital role as centers of informed education and lifelong learning. As custodians of culture material in different media, form period, museums are centers of multidisciplinary studies. Museums are such interesting places of information and leisure that going through a museum may be termed as appointment. Now let us see how museums educate the public without any paraphernalia of a college, school or university. Here, another point is museum educational services. Museum give service, more service to educational institutions. Here, these education services provided by museums are guiding visitors through the galleries. This first point is guiding. Museum have various kinds of tourist guides. They give guidance. Whoever came to there to see the museum, at that time the guides will give the guidance. And next one, holding special temporary exhibitions from reserve collections or museum international exhibition exchange programs. Here also, that museum also arrange some programs and exhibitions, and these are conducting some important exhibitions and programs. And holding gallery talks, lectures and seminars also, it's providing. It is that museum are providing various lectures and seminars. seminars, workshops, and all those things. And another one is museum education is Salarjung Museum. And already now you discuss about the Salarjung Museum. As a case study, tell us study the education policy in Salarjung Museum, Hyderabad, under the Minister of Culture, Government of India. This was maintaining by Minister of Culture and Government of India, declared by the Indian Parliament as an institution of national importance. The Salarjung Museum Library of Hyderabad is the repository of the artistic and literary achievements of diverse European, South Asian, and Far Eastern countries of the world. The Salarjung Museum and Library has rich collection of artifacts, books, and excellent collection of engravings, both classical and colonial. That Salarjung Museum, there are various articles. Articles are available in the Salarjung Museum, like knives and your kings. When kings during the time of the Nizams, they used various articles. Those articles like their clothes and their knives and all things kept in Salarjung Museum. The manuscript section is a rich collection of manuscripts in Urdu, Arabic, and Persian. These manuscripts also available in Salarjung Museum. Those are Urdu and Arabic and Persian manuscripts also available in Salarjung Museum. The rich collection of Salarjung museum and library makes this center of the education and enjoyment for people from all walks of life. Every day, this every day school students and normal people and researchers visit that Salarjung Museum, and they learn some things from Salarjung Museum. This museum is the finest liberal university in the country. Wrote Sri Harinathan Chattopadhyaya on 5th March 1950 in the visitors book. That VIP visitors they maintain VIP visitors book. In that book, in 1953, Harinatha Chattopadhyaya wrote one important point. The education activities of the Salarjung Museum has been striving to keep up to the vision of the Sri Harinandranath Chattopadhyaya since its inception of 1951. And Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, former President of India, during visit the Salarjung Museum on 18th January 1953, wrote that this most impressive and varied collection should be used for educational purpose. This also, once upon a time, Radhakrishnan also visited this museum. He was visited in 1953. When he was visited, he gave very good one. What is in his mind? He said one important point like this: this most impressive and varied collection should be used for educational purpose. If you have proper guides, visitors will learn a great deal of the world history. This point, this kind of important point, he mentioned. The Salarjung Museum has free guide service, qualified and well-trained museum personnel designated as guide lecturers and senior guide lecturers serve general public by taking them around the galleries around, educating them about the exhibits. Exhibitions. No, exhibitions also played an important role. The temporary exhibitions also. Here, Salarjung Museum Board has made it an obligation on the part of the museum to organize at least 5 exhibitions in a year to cater to the needs of visiting public. Since its inception, the museum has been organizing periodical temporary exhibitions. The Salarjung Museum organizes nearly 10 temporary exhibitions annually, which helps visitors to appreciate the art objects stored in the reserve collection and to become aware of global art. Here, the Salarjung Museum conducted exhibitions. Sometimes it's conducted temporary exhibitions. Yearly, museums has been organized for temporary exhibition. The Salarjung Museum organized nearly 10 temporary exhibitions nearly, and every year it celebrate, it conduct, that Salarjung conduct 10 exhibitions, temporary exhibitions. And the next one, interstate exhibitions. And the interstate exhibitions are generally encouraged in government museums as it gives an opportunity to the visiting public to appreciate the rich, invaluable collection of other states. Even at the Salarjung Museum, a number of interstate exhibitions were organized from Indian Museum, Kolkata, National Gallery of Modern Art, New Delhi, paintings from Karnataka, private collectors, societies, etc., etc. Here also, interstate exhibitions also conduct here. And another one is festival exhibitions. And temporary exhibitions are held to display objects drawn from the storage for the visiting public. It was observed that these thematic exhibitions were not very attractive and failed to attract people. It was then decided to try creating special exhibitions marking important festivals of the country to make exhibitions meaningful and connecting for various communities. And next one is children's exhibition. Here mentioned before, the special festival exhibitions were organized marking important national festivals of different communications in India, which became great crowd plus. Here, special exhibitions also conducted, and another one is children's exhibition. That's Salarjung Museum is one of the its kind in India. This also as important. This plays an important place in India. This museum was a rich repository of children objects. This museum has special children's gallery, and from time to the time, special events for children are organized like annual summer camp, competitions in drawing, essay writing, poetry on the occasion of Children's Week. This museum conduct various competitives within for students about the museum. And here, and another one is outreach mobile exhibition. Outreach mobile exhibition. The Salarjung Museum has a mobile van which is used to move special thematic and occasion oriented exhibitions to schools and public places within the twin cities and the nearby districts of the state. You know, that's a mobile exhibitions also that Salarjung Museum conducted. These exhibitions held in the mobile van are usually photographic ones. Original museum art objects collection are never displayed in the mobile exhibition van. And another one is traveling exhibitions. Traveling exhibitions. Minister of Culture, Government of India curates special exhibitions which travel to the different national museum venues in different cities. For instance, to celebrate the Golden Jubilee of the Supreme Court of India, the ministry curated an exhibition titled 100 Years of the Supreme Court of India and the Indian Legal System at the National Museum, New Delhi in February 2000. Later, the exhibition traveled to different metropolitan cities in India. This is also important point in traveling exhibitions. One of the most important significant exhibition was the Nizam Jewelry Exhibition, organized by the Minister of Culture and Government of India. These jewels were acquired by the Government of India in 1995. The exhibition, Traditions of Indian Jewelry, the Nizam's jewels presented a visual profile of the jewels of the Nizams and Hyderabad dominions. Similarly, on the completion of the 60 years of the Arts College, Usman University, a special exhibition was opened by Salajing Museum at the Usman University campus. Here also, one special exhibition also were conducted by the Salajing Museum at the Usman University campus. The exhibition traced the origin and growth of the magnificent monument which housed the Arts College. This exhibition went a long way in educating the student community about the famous college structure, to inculcate pride and to make them aware about the great built heritage and the need to conserve and protect the same. And another exhibition was held in the Kakati University, Warangal, on the occasion of its silver jubilee celebrations. During the silver jubilee celebrations, this Salajing Museum was established, was conducted. Another one, another exhibition in Kakati University at Warangal. And another one is museum academic educational training, cultural programs, workshops. Here, seminars and workshops. Seminars and workshops also play an important role in the museum here as part of the educational activities. As part of the educational activities, the museum organizes seminars and workshops relevant to the museum collection and the principles of the museum management, museology and national heritage and communal harmony. These workshops, apart from the being educationally rewarding to the participants, also help in patronization of the artist section of the society. Here, the seminars and workshops also every year Sarajing Museum conduct, and especially lectures, special monthly lectures, events and occasion-based lectures. Weekly lectures are organized as part of the educational activities of the museum. And another one is gallery talks. Monthly gallery talks are delivered by the curatorial staff of the museum. Monthly gallery talks are delivered by the curatorial staff of the museum. And art appreciation courses and other educational activities. And another point, art appreciation courses are held from time to time on different art objects, media-wise, chronologically, etc. For the benefit of research scholars, art lovers, students, and museologists. These lectures are delivered by eminent art historians, subject and experts, and uh, museologists. Here, when you conduct these seminars and workshops, and here that museologists and historians played an important role to deliver that important issues about that museology. And another one is special refresher courses and workshops on museum collection and management are held for the museum personal tourist guides and others. And another one is special events for women. Here also, this museum conducts special events for women. This museum also organizes events for targeted audiences. The International Women's Day is celebrated on 8th March annually by way of holding special talks by renowned women in the art, literature, or in other permanent fields. During the International Women's Day, this museum celebrate some events. Special thematic exhibitions appropriate to the occasions are also organized. And another one is special institutional, state, national, international events and commemoration days. Here, special events are also held to mark the Sadbhavana Divas, Kumi Ekta Week, Terrorist Day, Vigilance Week, International Yoga Day, International Museum Day, Republic Day, Independence Day. These are the important events celebrated by museum. And the International Museum Day is celebrated on 8th May every year as per the theme provided by the ICM. Paris World Tourism Day is also celebrated by the museum, as museums are very important aspect of heritage tourism. And these are the important points. Here mentioned briefly about this unit. Museums play a very important role in educating the visitors about the rich cultural heritage of mankind. As they are rich repositories of diverse objects across the world. Museums hence are known as informal centers of the lifelong education. This museums educate the visitors through their gallery of displays, various cultural and educational programs. For the benefit of those who cannot visit the museums, various outreach programs are organized. Museum programs cater to every age and are all inclusive. Like this, however, in this aspect, this museum, the museums play a very important role in educating the visitors about the rich cultural heritage of mankind, as they are rich repositories of diverse objects across the world. Like this is also this block also completed, and this course also this course first block and second block also completed. Okay, all the best. Thank you very much.